Newcastle consultancy, The Village of Useful, and has her fingers in a plethora of pies across the region. She is the founder of 7030, a networking group for women in marketing and communications, a general member of the Octopod board, an occasional party leader at 80s dance classes, Fondalicious. The Village of Useful started out as an advertising and technology agency, but the way they go about their work with a focus on customer experience has found them increasingly consulting in corporate innovation. Welcome, Emma. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me, Holly.
To begin, can you tell us a little bit about what career path led you to where you are now?
Sure. So my career path has been punctuated by love. I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I actually studied at the University of Newcastle. I studied a Bachelor of Communications, but I did a year's exchange in Calgary in Canada. I had a Canadian boyfriend, and so I sort of just wanted to be there during that time. And when I came back, that relationship ended, and I had done quite a few internships during my studies. So I have an older brother, and I'd be at home relaxing during my uni break, and he would just sort of kick my butt and say, Emma, you're going to be competing with big city people, with big city connections. You've got to get out there. So between my second and third year, I did an internship with Ogilvy Impact, which is an internal communications company in Sydney. And it was great, really, really good experience. So when the relationship had ended, and I'm in Newcastle and I'm wondering what I'm doing with my life, I contacted Ogilvy again. And it was just great timing, and they actually asked me straight away to start work on the Monday. So I ended up calling my brother and saying, well, you kind of did this. So I actually slept on his couch until I found a place. And that was the start of my professional career. So I was there for a year. It was wonderful, but by then I had a boyfriend in Newcastle. So I was coming back to Newcastle all the time, and it just made sense for me to move back. I couldn't find anything quite in the comms industry, so I was doing freelance, I was writing, I was doing little bits of social media at the time, and then I discovered the Village of Useful. So that was 2013, and I started off just doing a few little things, some project management projects with them, and then they sort of said, you know, Emma, every time we have you on a project, it goes really well. So they got me to join them full time, and I've been there ever since, and it's been amazing. My roles developed as the business has developed, and while it started off as an advertising agency, now we do a lot more consultancy and innovation, and my role's gone from sort of purely an account management position to now I do strategy and research. I still do the implementation, I still do account management, but there's just a little bit more that I can offer these days, and that sort of brings me to today.
Emma, what motivates and drives you?
Other people's energy and other people's success. So I really get a kick out of hearing how other people are doing. Every Tuesday morning I have a coffee with someone new, and there's no ulterior motive. I just want to know people, and I just want to know everyone's stories. And every Tuesday morning I just come bounding into the office because I just feel so pumped up, because I've just always had amazing conversations with new people every week.
What has been the biggest learning curve in your career?
Two come to mind. So one would be through my position on the Octopod board. So that was my first time being that intimate with a not-for-profit, and understanding board governance, and just understanding that these things move a lot more slowly than in enterprise and the world that I've come from. So just having a bit more patience, understanding that there's processes for these sorts of things, took a little bit of getting used to. And then the other thing has just been something that I'm still grappling with, and it's really just separating work and life. So I really love my job, and every career I have, I think I've really, really enjoyed myself. And so I don't always see it as a separation, work Emma and casual Emma. And sometimes I just need to, and as I said, I'm still learning to separate myself and leave work at work. And that's something I'm developing.
Where would you like to be in 10 years' time?
I think in 10 years' time I can see myself working in management for a not-for-profit or something in sustainability. When I think of myself in 10 years, I also consider the fact I'll probably want to have a family. And so I think in my future, I want to be thinking about future generations, and I think I've got a lot to offer those industries.
And to finish today, have you had any significant hunter-based mentors during your career that inspire you?
I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of wonderful people, and I've been lucky to have conversations with people that I look up to. But when it comes to mentors, probably my managers, the directors at the Village of Useful, Adam Lance and Andy Howard, have been my biggest mentors. They're incredible and they're so inspiring, and they've really helped to shape me, and I'm really, really lucky to have them. And I think that Newcastle's also really, really lucky to have them.
Excellent. That's a great answer to finish on. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much.